Happy Saturday and welcome to Gurl, Whet Radio. And I am the euphonic Esther Jade. And you'll notice today that we don't have Lamaine today. We will have her on the next episode. But today, our episode is Gurl, Whet, Sacred Roots, and Soulful Strings with Tiara and Andrew live. So everyone, I want to say welcome to our two guests. We have a special treat for you today. We're hanging out with Tiara and Andrew, an amazing alternative folk pop duo from just outside of Brunswick County, Virginia, for the RVA Underground interview. Welcome, you guys.
Hi. Hey, everyone. This is so exciting.
So we're going to be talking a little bit later. Let me just give one quick introduction, we're headed right into What's the Tea, Sis, which is where we're going to talk about December celebrations. So, what are the major things that's going on in December? University Human Rights Month. This month is all about raising awareness and inspiring action when it comes to human rights. You know, the basic freedoms that belong to every single person everywhere. It's a time to celebrate these rights, especially in a time as precarious as now, but also to recognize the work that we still need to do to protect them around the world. That's everyone's rights. Universal Human Rights Month honors the adoption of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights by the United Nations back on December 10th, 1948. That document was a game changer. It was the first the world came together to clearly define what human rights everyone should have, no matter who they are or where they live. So during this month, we reflect on that legacy and think about how we can all contribute to building a fairer, more equitable world. And I'm heavy on the equitability, y'all. And it's also HIV/AIDS Awareness Month. Now, I became first aware of this when I was in college back in those days. I won't even tell you how many years ago that was. But this focuses on not only to raise awareness about HIV/AIDS, but also to highlight the human rights approach that's crucial to ending the epidemic. So at its core, this fight is about recognizing everyone's right to health, breaking down stigma and discrimination, and coming together in global solidarity. This approach is rooted in the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, reminding us that health isn't just a medical issue, it's a fundamental right. And so during this month, we reflect on how protecting these rights is key to moving closer to ending HIV and AIDS for good. So as we reflect back on these celebrations, as these are some of the things that you've just first heard of, take some time to really, figure it out. That sounds interesting. Do a little research. That's what we do here at Gurl Whet Podcast, is we want to inspire you all to look for the information yourselves so we can be out there and talking as a community. So now we are headed into the RVA Underground. Okay, this segment is for the movers who really want to know what's happening in Richmond, whether it's music, culture, or fashion. So today we're going to dive deep into RVA's music scene to bring you the freshest insights and stories. And trust me, we have stories. So I want to introduce Tiara and Andrew, who are a married alternative pop folk duo made of Tiara Mustafa and Andrew Blackwell Jr. Their sound is haunting, ethereal, and cinematic. Is like the theme music of my life.
Hey everyone, it's nice to be here. I'm so excited.
Yes, I'm so happy that you are here. So the audience doesn't know this. I have been stalking Tiara and Andrew for years.
I love a good stalking.
Before the good kind.
Yeah. Yes. Oh yes. Let's make that clear.
Exactly, but it was the good kind, and it was before the pandemic set in. You were an artist for So Far.
Yeah.
And so I had no idea who me and the person I was dating were gonna see, and we went to this coffee house that used to be a firehouse down in Slip and Shock. And I just remember hearing you guys and falling in love. And that's really hard because I'm such a music snob. I really am. but you really do have a soft spot in my heart because like I said, I wasn't kidding when I said you have like the soundtrack to my life.
Oh my
like
gosh.
I'm not gonna say I wanted to be the emo girl, but I grew up country, and this is like something I feel like that could have been like my soundtrack as a little kid, running through the woods, having an adventure. Just it's very ethereal, very wholesome in some ways, but like when you really listen to the lyrics, there's a lot more. But let's jump into it.
I remember it's Ironclad.
Ironclad.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, and that was a minute ago.
It was like 2019.
Yeah.
That was our first so far show too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So.
I remember that we performed. We did something with Sedan, I think, earlier that day, and then we went there and we performed in front of the most people we've ever performed in front of. I think, that was. Oh my gosh, it was an opportunity of a lifetime. I can't believe that. That's amazing.
Yes, and I came up afterwards, and you guys I know we had some sort of conversation, but I was excited to meet y'all, and you gave me your card. Yes. And I have kept it all this time. I've followed you on Instagram.
Girl,
Exactly. Girl, y'all hear that? And I follow your podcast on Spotify.
I love that. Oh my gosh, yeah, we really got to get that podcast going. That's so cool. Okay.
So let's start by how did you two meet? So just give me your names and like how y'all and kind of a little bit of your background, and we'll jump into how you met.
Yeah. Well, okay. My full name is Tiara Mustafa, and
mine's Andrew Blackwell.
Junior. You are a junior.
Yeah.
We met in high school. That was
Gym?
Was it gym
driver
class?
ed in gym class?
Yeah, so our
school was crazy.
Oh, smooth. I'm about to get my license.
So like
literally, you got your license on prom night. Yeah, but we met in gym. We were just like, we were friends at first. I was dating like the school jock who was like the 6 foot tall bully.
30
I don't even. I don't even know how that happened. Like, I was just so I moved to a town, like a small town that everybody knew everyone. Like, all of your family goes to the school. Like, he was related to everyone. And so I was just kind of like the outsider. And so I had no idea how I started dating the school job. Like, it was just like, I was like, I'm going to go here, going to get an education, and then go to college and just move far away. I'm not a small town girly.
You new girl.
Yeah, like I was from Richmond, and it just kind of felt like there were a lot of cliques. But honestly, to be fair, Brunswick, it wasn't like you see in the movies where it's like you have the cool kids here and like people just loved each other. But I still felt like an outsider. But you were like, hey, let's be. Well, no, I'm lying. You were mean.
I was standoffish. All the girls at the school were just very mean.
Yeah.
And, so I just assumed she was the same way, but they ended up changing.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
My mom used to call me a valley girl. Like, if I like your shoes, I'm going to tell you I like your shoes, right? And so I remember the first interaction we had. I told you your zipper on your jacket was broken. You're like, I know. And I was like, that was like my whole. I was like, I hate this school so much. Like, why was he so mean?
She said, Mom sent me back.
Right. Like, what is this? But we became like really good friends first.
Yeah. I got friends on.
I was dating someone.
Well, it was after.
Well, that
Look,
too.
you went in the end.
Yeah, exactly. We're married now.
I'm married.
Yeah, we met in high school.
Yep.
As I felt like we were two different people, but then now, I mean, like opposites. But now I feel like we have a lot more in common than we thought in high school. Who are you in high school?
Yeah, you're still figuring
right.
it out.
Yeah.
So how did you? So we already talked about how you met. So how did you decide to start making music together? What was the initial spark?
Talent show? It was after we got together.
Okay.
We did the school talent show.
What'd y'all do?
Yeah, what was it? I'm like a bird by.
I was gonna say Avril Lavigne. No. I'm like a bird.
Nelly Furtado.
Yes.
Yeah. She convinced me to do the talent show.
I convinced you to do a lot of cool things. Okay.
Yeah.
But so fun fact about me, I lived like through rom-coms and like 80s movies. So like in my mind, when we moved there, when my family moved there, we had like this big house and like this basement. I was like, I'm gonna have like a garage band in the basement. And so I already knew I wanted to like be a musician. But like I said, the school, me being an outsider and nobody else really was into like the music I was making. But then you were like, oh yeah, I play guitar, or you picked up the guitar again. You hadn't played in years.
I hadn't played, but I I felt like, you know, especially while I was,
it wasn't
it
cool.
wasn't really supported.
Yeah.
So I
And
kind of
so
shied away from it.
I think that was the first thing we like kind of clicked on. I was like, I really love like I'm going to be famous. That's what I told him. I'm like, I'm going to be a star. And
That's
he's like,
right.
oh yeah, I play guitar.
You're your first fan.
Yeah,
I love that.
exactly. And so we kind of clicked on that, and I feel like every talent show we did, I felt like I was in Hollywood. Okay, it was our school talent show, and I was like, listen, we're going to be the best we can be. So yeah,
and they loved it too. I mean,
yeah,
that was a nice surprise. I didn't expect all that.
I know, right? I mean, I guess for you that makes sense because you grew up there. For me, I was just like, this is a stage that I'm gonna rock. So I can't even, like, how did that feel for you? We're just now talking about this.
I mean, I thought I was gonna be like super nervous, but I don't know. I just ended up going up there doing it, and you know, going great.
Do you guys still get nervous?
Oh yeah,
All of the time.
Yeah. Why? Where do you think that's from?
being human.
Yeah, that's a good answer.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. Being a perfectionist, like my mom was the momager, and in her mind, like, I was a part of the Jackson 5. So if it were up to her, I would have on like a gold jacket with like a crown and stuff. I have to dance this way and that way. And so I've always wanted to, like, how do I put I feel like every time I'm on stage, I have to prove myself, if that makes sense. It's kind of died down a little bit, but like, especially at the beginning, like even with the talent show, I felt like I have to prove myself. And so the nerves kind of set in because it's like, what if I don't hit the note correctly, or what if I don't hit the chord on the ukulele right? And so, but
most people won't know.
That I had to learn that. Yeah, that especially if it's our song, like they don't know. Yeah,
you can mess up the whole song.
Yeah.
And people are usually forgiving as well. So that's what I like, right?
Yeah.
You began as a folk duo, but now you have a neo soul inspired sound. Can you walk us through how and why that evolution happened?
Well, I know for me, like, I grew up listening to like a lot of different genres, like a lot of soul music. My dad, he's a bass player, so I grew up listening to that 70s classic rock and different things like that. Yeah, funk, a lot of stuff like that. So I know we kind of meshed that together.
Yeah, I think for me, it was always lyrics first. Like when growing up listening to music, like the melody around it just kind of complemented what the people had to say, like the song was saying. And so for me, it felt like to be a singer-songwriter, or like more folky, like just like the raw instruments would give the audience or somebody listening to our song the opportunity to hear what I have to say. And I think just the soul element of it, like now us having like the MPC and like 808s behind it, just kind of happened. Like we just kind of, it just was in us to make that. Like the song I wrote, Runaway, like it's, I don't know if you've heard Runaway Soul, but it's basically.
Yes, it's one of the songs that I love.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah.
Just look, that song resonated with me because it's like I viewed it as a story about a girl who ran away from conformity.
Yes,
and that's so much like me.
That's absolutely what it's about. I grew up in a, like, before I moved to Brunswick, I grew up in a predominantly white neighborhood, and so I really just wanted to fit in. Like, I wanted to fit the mold of everyone around me. It was obvious, like, especially, you know, as a Black girl, you get more shapely, your hair is a little bit different. So, like, once I hit puberty and my body kind of curved out, all of the boys that didn't look like me, they liked me a little bit more, and then the girls that didn't look like me, they were like, you know, competition. And so, and for me, I just wanted to, like, I was like a skater boy, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I had like the baggy sweatpants, and like I was skateboarding and stuff, but I was also like, I wanted boys to like me, but for me. And so that song came up about like me being in an environment where I didn't really even know myself, and I wanted to hide all of the parts of me that made me feel beautiful, or that make me beautiful. And so it's just that song, and what our music is basically running away from the soul that we are. Like, I started off as a folk singer because I was like, I really want people to hear my lyrics. Like, I really want people to like me for my brain. And then, you know, the beat and everything just kind of is in our culture. So,
I love that because, you know, Runaway is like my second favorite song.
Yeah.
But Paper Crowns, that song, it's basically is about standing. So for you guys, like I've done my homework, but like I'm a true fan, okay? So this song is about standing up to bullies and seeing through fake confidence and refusing to be diminished by someone else's insecurity. Again, another theme song from my life.
I'm saying, like I didn't write it, but like hearing you describe it makes me just, it makes me feel so seen. Yes.
Because you made me feel seen. Look, you guys gotta check them out.
I love hearing that perspective. Like, yeah, that's exactly what it's about. And I feel like that song came from, I was playing with the bass. Like, I'm not a bass player like you, but like I found this really cool bass line and then I started to like riff to it. And yeah, like, I feel like those two songs actually come from the same place. Like, a lot of the music that we write is about self-reflection too, because like Runaway Soul, I am running away from everything that is me, but it's kind, I don't have to, you know what I mean? It's like I'm haunting myself. And same with Paper Crown. I feel like a lot of times there are outside voices that make you feel small, but then they become like the inner voice in your head. So a lot of that is like the fake confidence of the people around us that are also kind of suffering their own insecurities like us. And then we're just in this like little rat race of trying to prove ourselves to each other when you can like legit chill out. So if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah,
it does. And the last song that I really, really love, and I tried to research this, and I just couldn't place it. And usually I'm pretty good. Stardust.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's like that song. What the intro? What intro is that song? It's from another song. You pulled it from another song. I feel like it's revealing the absence of humanity.
Yes. The intro. What do you mean by that? I'm sorry.
Like what was this? Is a sample of another song that you used for Stardust.
Oh well. Well, I used the Stardust intro for like a lot of our vlogs and stuff. If that's what you mean.
No, the song. So there is like a snippet of another song that you use in Stardust. Or is that like all?
Yeah, that's all.
Really?
Yeah.
I just feel like I heard that before.
Oh,
I do, for real. But no, that's like, I love it because it's just so revealing about the absence of humanity. Like, I really feel like all the theme in this is seeing the humanity in people.
Yes.
And you seeing the human, I think that's why it resonates with me so much.
I love
that's music.
It's like, you know me. Like, it's, yes, that's exactly. And so it was the song and the idea, the title was birthed out of like conversations I would have with my dad when I was younger. He told us we were made out of the stardust particles. But at the time, we were like heavily religious. Like, Mustafa is my last name for a reason. We were Muslim. And so first, you know, I'm like 8. I'm like, that's blasphemous. And I don't know what that means. I'm only 8 years old. But then, you know, as you get older and you start to like refine your spirituality and kind of understand the ways of the world, I was like, how beautiful spiritually is it that we are made out of the particles of stardust, but then also emotionally and like metaphorically in this, like I said, rat race of a world where we kind of feel confined to fit a certain mold, or purposely sometimes feeling like we're being beat on by society. The idea that you can be as bright as a star is so poetic to me. And so it's like that reminder that we are, like you're saying, just kind of like fighting against the what did you say, conformities?
Yes, fighting against conformities.
Yeah, like how, I don't know, just how repetitive life is, how
it's a circle, right?
Yeah, and how numbing humanity has become versus how beautiful it is to remember how incredible you are. So yeah, that's
all made of stardust.
Yeah.
Well, I can't wait when we get back from the break. We're gonna have more next up on our Love, Baby, and Other Grownfolx business. Welcome back to the Girl What podcast, and I am Esther Jade riding solo today, but I'm not alone at the table. We have Tiara and Andrew joining us for our Love, Baby, and Grownfolx business. So welcome to Parenthood.
Yeah, I love the grown folks part because I still feel like a child.
Definitely.
Like a 30-year-old teenager.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Taxes. Oh,
it's a whole journey, ain't it? So we're going to talk about one of the most beautiful, exhausting, and transformative journeys there is, parenthood. And that we've, you know, as again, I said that we have Tiara and Andrew in the house, and you know, whose love story already had harmony, but now they're adding a brand new note to the mix.
Yes, 3-piece harmony.
They are not just partners in life, but in music. Artists navigating late nights in the studio and even later nights with a newborn. Yeah. And if you've ever tried balancing passion, pleasure, and parenthood and purpose, You already know that's a full symphony right there. So today we're going to unpack it all, the love, the learning, the lullabies, and the lessons with Tiara and Andrew. So grab your tea or your baby monitor or your headphones. So how has becoming a parent changed the soundtrack of your life?
I feel like it's my favorite. It is my favorite song, but it's also like my favorite horror film. It's both. It's honestly, I feel like for us, we were talking about this last night, and we talked about it a little bit earlier. But like, we're always nervous. We're kind of nervous people going into said podcast, going to do like a performance, even like having conversation with people, especially because when we started making music, we were a brand, and so it took us a long time to separate our brand from being like people and having conversation.
Yeah.
So with that, having a newborn leaves very little room for you to have those insecurities or even have time to care, really.
Yeah. You're just trying to survive.
Right, which is a beautiful thing, but it's also sometimes it's like you feel like you've lost sense of self in some ways. I mean, all of the bad parts, like the insecurity can go away, but like time for yourself or time for each other. But I will say that in a lot of ways, she's healing those parts of me that were so insecure and felt like I wasn't doing it right, because we're keeping like a little human alive. That's the most you're doing something right. You know, it's like every day you wake up and you see her and you're her person, you're like, I'm doing something right. And it just kind of,
A little smile in the morning.
oh my goodness, she just starts smiling, and now she's doing like this screaming thing. Maybe she's gonna be a singer, I don't know. But like
She might be.
right.
Yeah.
But like she's helping me heal those parts of me where I feel like I don't know what life is, you know what I mean?
I think because of her, while she was in the womb, like I started like therapy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got into therapy and stuff like that, and I did a lot of inner work. You know, it's like I wanted to make sure when she got here, I was at least on a journey to healing myself and on my trauma. I was there.
Yeah.
And you know, it's so funny because on another episode, when it's called Time to Celebrate, y'all. If y'all don't remember the episode, we had our kids on, we talked about that. Same thing, like Lo and I both said about what's important to us about stopping the generational trauma, and it stops with us.
Yeah.
And how our parenting styles, like, for me, I'm not, like, I will give orders to my kids, but I will never put my hands on them, you know, and because I know what that felt like as a child, and like I'm more of a talker to my kids and taking away things because that seems to work better, and like talking to them, they're just little adults, and a lot of times we forget that we used to be young and how we felt so vulnerable in those positions, like how, and I talk to my kids from a place of how I wish pretty much all the adults in my life would have talked to me.
Yeah. I also feel like it's been healing a relationship that I had with my parents as well, because I mean, like you said, we both entered therapy and stuff like that because, you know, we want to stop the generational curses and the traumas and stuff, but then you start to see your parents in a human light, like all of the mistakes that they made. They were young when they had us as well, and so it's like, you know, sometimes they felt like they were doing their best at that time, and
they went through trauma as well. So
exactly. And so it's like giving them grace and just kind of healing those parts of you with them. Even if you don't have the conversation with them, it's like, oh, I kind of see what. When I look in the mirror, sometimes I'm like, oh, I am my mom. Like it's the smallest things, and it's like, yeah, she was trying her best, and sometimes we butted heads about it, but other times I'm like, I kind of understand a lot of things, or like small things, like other parents too. Before we were parents, you know, you'd go to like Walmart and you hear a kid screaming, and it's like, why is this kid yelling? And then yesterday we were at Walmart, and Leela was like,
a whole different perspective, right?
Like, girl, stop.
And now when you hear someone else's child, you'll give them that look like, I understand. I do it all the time. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So thinking of that, like, fill in the blank. Parenthood taught me that.
Parenthood taught me. Oh, I had it in my mind earlier. Oh, it taught me. I'm gonna let you answer. Come back to me.
Parenthood taught me that it's okay to make mistakes, and each day is different. Yeah.
It taught me that failure is not. It's success. It's success, I would say.
Oh, I like that.
To fail is to succeed because you're trying. You know what I'm saying? You're
nothing beats a failure.
Yeah, exactly. So changing that perspective of that. Yeah.
Exactly.
I like that.
Parenthood has taught me to be more open with my feelings. I always have, but like I always dreamed of having parents that could be more emotional intelligent and being that for my kids and having these amazing conversations with them because I'm, you know, participating. I mean, I've done that with every kid in my life, but it's a little bit different when it's your own. It's like an everyday thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Do you remember the first time your child heard your music?
I mean, I feel like I was playing I would put the headphones on my belly and like let her listen to for me, humbly speaking, my favorite songs of ours is my project Tribe, Beyond the Shadow, and Warrior. So I would let her listen to that because it kind of feels like a creation story. But I feel like what was the most monumental time for us listening to our music with her is when she was like attached to me in the like mommy rap when we performed at
our first show back after giving birth.
Yeah, it was like a month after I gave birth. We had a yoga festival, and where was that, honey? I'm not good with directions.
It was over in the mountains.
Yeah, we were in the mountains. And I didn't want to do it because I was literally a month postpartum. And the lady, Lanny, from Holy River, she was like, you can definitely do this. Like, she was our huge inspiration. She was like, me and my husband, we have our baby with us everywhere. Like, you can do this. I'll hold her for you if you need. And so we went out there, and I was a little nervous because I was like, Leela is unpredictable. She is so little. She might start screaming. She might have a brown out in her diaper. Who knows? But I think at the time I was going to let Lanny hold her, but she seemed like she needed me and we were about to perform. So I tied her to my chest, and I think we did Age of Aquarius and Stardust, and she was like tied to me, and she just kind of nodded off and went to sleep. And that was the first time, honestly, out of all of the times we performed, that I felt present in the moment. Because like I said, a lot of times I'm like, make sure you hit the right note, make sure you do the right thing here and stuff like that. And sometimes I feel like I'm in third person watching, and it's not until after the show where like we're seeing like clips of it that I'm like, oh, like we did that thing, because we're always moving. But that moment I was like, calm your nerves, you deserve to be here, you have your baby on you. And I felt the most present I've ever felt like in life. And that was the most monumental moment for me and Leela, hearing the music.
Aww.
Same for you?
Yeah, I was on the same.
Right. Speaking of listening to your music, after this break, we're going to come back and you guys going to give us a nice little hookup with your newest songs?
Yes.
We'll check you guys back after the commercial. And welcome back to Girl, What? Podcast. Now, we're back with Tiara and Andrew in the studio. We're jumping right into the group chat got deep, and it's getting deep with the collective. They're going to sing us one of their newest songs. We're going to go ahead, take it away.
She moves
free, she's free, she's free. She's free like a bird, like a bee. She's free, she's free. She could be anything she wants to be. She's free, she's free, she's free, she's free, she's free. So many girls before her paved the way, inspiring girls just like her to stay the way they are. We're strong, stronger than you'll ever know. We laugh and live and laugh a little, and we cry. She's free like a bird, like a bee. She's free, she's free. She could be anything she wants to be. She's free, she's free, she's free, she's free, she's free. She's free like a bird, like a bee. She's free, she's free. She could be anything she wants to be. She's free, she's free, she's free, she's free, she's free. She's free.
Thank you so much. You are our first spotlight guest on the collective.
Oh my
I
goodness.
got so excited I forgot to give a little intro to the series. The collective is a spotlight series celebrating artists in our community, reminding us that we are not a monolith, clearly. And each featured creator brings their own voice, story, and brilliance to the stage, or the podcast, whether it's a singer debuting new music, a poet sharing work from their latest book, or any artist offering a piece of their truth. The collective is all about honoring our diversity, uplifting individuality, and showing the community the many ways our artistry shows up in the world. So thank you, you both, for the wonderful time. Can you give us the title?
So it's a work in progress. Like it was. So this is one of our older songs. It's like, if you are an OG fan, it's on Bandcamp and it's called Red Afro. But obviously my hair isn't red anymore, so we've been like going with curly afro.
Okay.
But that might also change.
And it's okay. I like that. Reinvent it. You can put a spin on it every time you feel like it. Every 5 years.
Exactly.
So, how would you describe your musical or your spiritual background or journey?
Well, like I said, I grew up Muslim. So it was very much that. My mom was in she was in the Nation of Islam in New York. Was like Minister Louis Farrakhan and stuff. All the cool things, and so she kind of came to Virginia, and we were Muslim and everything. But then I feel like once we moved to Brunswick, I don't know if it was divine intervention, but that just my mom started to become the tinfoil hat lady, and we were just like talking about things that weren't,
On my end, like my dad, my mom was like Christian. My dad, he used to be, but then he kind of got out of that and went to like spirituality. So we were talking about some of everything, dad, aliens, all types of stuff. But I was all, I was put in this position where I wasn't, like, religion wasn't forced on me, or these ideologies. So I grew up in a mixture house, I would say.
And I will say, growing up being Muslim, I have always been a spiritual person, if that makes sense. But it was just kind of like, it was weird because, like, the things I'll say this, and it's going to sound real weird, but we tend to talk about this stuff. Like especially the women in my family, we have like a sixth sense. So when it comes to like maybe premonitions in our dreams, or like seeing apparitions and stuff like that, that was always a part of my life. But being Muslim, it was blasphemous to talk about that. So it was a battle between those two things. So like when we moved to Brunswick and my mom was on board with talking about this stuff, I was like, let me tell you what has been happening. But yeah, so yeah.
I love that. How do you feel your art carries a message or energy that connects people on a deeper level?
Yeah. Well, like I said earlier, lyrics are first for me. They've always been just a way that people tell their stories through like different. It's like you can read a book and you can hear a story, you can watch a movie, you can see the story, you can listen to music and feel the story. And so for me, for us, I feel like a lot of what we have to say when it comes to like conversations gets lost because we are shy people from the country. But when it comes to like our music, we're able to really tell the story of who we are as a people as well. Like I don't know if y'all have seen Sinners. We've been talking about this. Okay,
I just talked about this yesterday.
Right. So if you haven't, this is a spoiler, but like they talked about the idea of griots and like how they were storytellers from like this world, not this world to the next, but like past, present, and future. And for a long time, I felt that energy when we were creating music, but I didn't have a terminology for it. So when we saw the movie, it was like the perfect representation of what I feel when we perform, especially like the topics we talk about. We honestly range from like talking about otherworldly things, but to like talking about metamorphosis within oneself. But it's honestly the same conversation for us. Like where we come from, who we are, and who we can be. It's just like that is the theme and the heartbeat of what we create.
It's something that's
So when we started making music, it was hard because we don't talk about things that people in pop music tend to talk about, like heartbreak and love, or like chilling on a dirt road if you're a country artist. Right.
I love that because you get so overwhelmed with that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
So there's more to life than just heartbreak and love.
I could never write a love song. Like it was just not in me. I always except for silly love songs, yes. But like I always had a story to tell about like, I don't know, our spirit and who like we're made of stardust. Like just those stories of who you can be if you really tap into the energy of remembering who you are. So yeah, that's the message that we've always wanted to give out when we create. But like I said,
that message has been received many times.
I love to hear it because honestly, like I said, at the beginning it was kind of hard. We were in places where people couldn't receive that information. So it's like we'll sing these songs and we may get talked over during our set, or people were like, oh, that's different. But it's like I don't know how to sing anything else. Like this is just who we are. But yeah.
Well, for those that are new to you, can you tell them where they can find you out on the interwebs and such?
Everywhere you listen to music. Honestly, just look up Tiara and Andrew @ or the treble clef if you don't know what ampersand.
TIARA ANDREW.
Yes, Tiara or tiara, like the crown. But yeah, anywhere you listen to music, we have music videos out. We have a huge discography of music, honestly. But yeah.
All right. We'll be on the lookout for them there. But thank you so much for joining us here on Gurl, Whet on another Saturday, where we got to hang out with Tiara and Andrew. We're going to have you back because I just feel like we have so much more to talk about. Today on That's It, we talked about the December celebrations and the underground RVA Underground with Tiara and Andrew, where we talked about their RVA connection. And next time we need to talk about your current and upcoming projects.
Yes.
And then we followed that by talking about Welcome to Parenthood, where we talked about juggling, being an artist and having putting a baby into the mix. And that was a great conversation. And then we capped it off with a little bit of a, songs with the collective in the group chat got deep. I'm sorry, I'm getting all tongue-tied, y'all. Where you guys played for us Red Afro, but we're gonna call it Curly Afro, right? But thank you so much for joining us, and we hope you have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
Gurl Whet podcast.
Gurl Whet.